Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the webinar on the new BLK360, best suited for Indian service providers. Leica Geosystems have been revolutionizing the world of measurement and survey for nearly 200 years. Known for premium products and innovative solution development, professionals in a diverse mix of industries trust Leica Geosystems for all their geospatial needs. With precise and accurate instruments, sophisticated software, and dependable services, Leica Geosystems is a brand within Hexagon, the complete reality capture solutions provider. Before we move on to the new BLK360, I would just like to give a brief overview of Hexagon, and I'll just share my screen. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. Hexagon is a global leader in sensor, software, and autonomous solutions, and it is committed to empowering an autonomous future. Hexagon is not like any other company, our portfolio of sensor, software, and autonomous solutions is completely unique. There's not a company out there with a similar mix. Empowering an autonomous future is what we want to give back to industry. Our 5 core competencies critical to fully connecting and leveraging data are reality capture, positioning, design and simulation, location intelligence, and autonomous technologies. Our core competencies add up to perhaps the most dynamic and powerful use of data in history, the smart digital reality. It's what we aim to deliver with every solution. Our smart workflows, 2 worlds, 1 reality, beyond digital twin. These are all these solutions which are in that direction. If you want to look at Hexagon at a glance, we are very committed to innovation. Almost 10 to 12% of revenues is allocated for R&D. We are very stable and we have consistently proven ourselves. We have more than 21,000 employees across 50 countries. We are very committed to sustainability and our ESG strategy defines a future. We work in almost all vital industries and we are very relevant there, be it manufacturing, infrastructure, construction, city services, and other industries. As I was just saying, if you look at industry relevancy, we are present in almost all industries, be it manufacturing, energy and resources, construction, government services, education and research, engineering services. So we are almost present in all of these. If you were to talk about Hexagon in India, we are headquartered in Gurgaon. We have 14 offices pan-India. We have our regional offices in almost all major cities in India. We have 2 state-of-the-art R&D centers in Hyderabad and Pune, over 2,000 employees, and we have a strong team of sales, technical development, and techno-commercial experts. Just to take you briefly through our various solutions, first is Hexagon Geosystems. In Hexagon Geosystems, we cater to solutions in almost all these domains, be it geomatics, machine control tools, GCS, M3D and scanning, dam monitoring, tunnel profiling, cause network, where we fuse both the real and the digital worlds. We work with almost all good logos in the country like NTPC, NMDC, NCRTC, Tata Advanced Systems, and many more. In Hexagon Mining also, we provide solutions for the life of mine, starting from mine plan to and ending at mine enterprise. We believe in the power of one solution where all your mining needs, we are the one-stop shop for all your mining needs. Almost all the Indian mining companies are Hexagon customers and they use our products and services and solutions. If you look at the safety infrastructure and geospatial domain, we have our solutions that are catering to a couple of smart cities in India, be transportation projects, forestry, safety and security, water, agriculture products. In all these domains, the Hexagon solutions are being used. be GIS, photogrammetry, remote sensing, service, surveying, and all of these. UP, if we were to talk about some of our projects, UP 112 is a marquee project that we have done. And then there are lots of other logos that we work with. One of another division which we have is our asset lifecycle intelligence division, and we cater to industries like oil and gas, power, chemical, pharmaceuticals, building and infrastructure, process industries. If you have to name a few customers, we have ONGC, Reliance, HPCL, Numaligarh Refinery, and many more. Again, another division that we have is manufacturing intelligence, where we have a lot of design and engineering solutions and product software solutions. And again, we work with a lot of big logos in the country and big brands. Another focus that in India, Hexagon has always put is in advancing student learning and skill development and leading universities. We collaborate a lot with leading universities and to conduct courses together and do a lot of industry academia partnerships. We also focus a lot in competency and skill development. I think that was a brief overview from my side to just let you know what Hexagon Global and Hexagon India is all about. And now I would hand over to Chetan, who would take you through our new BLK360. Over to you, Chetan.
Thank you, Priyanka, for the introduction. And thank you everyone for joining in today. So the agenda for today's presentation would be to, of course, educate everyone about the new features which are going to come along with the new BLK360. So I'll start off with like a basic portfolio overview of like what other solutions we have, and then we'll start off with introducing BLK360, the new BLK360 G2. I'll explain all of the features of the new BLK360 G2 and then further the workflow integration. The workflow integration has also changed where it allows you to directly export the data from the field itself without bringing it on any software. Then I'll go over a few industry use cases. Where is it being utilized? Specs overview. What are the different like tweaks we've made in the new BLK360, which helps it stand apart. After that, I'll give like apple-to-apple comparison of the old BLK360 with the new BLK360. And then Vijay Chandel, he will be presenting a lot of data which he has collected. And a lot of it will be with the BLK360, and then a lot of it will be with other sensors and like what software capabilities do we have. And then further we'll end with FAQs, and then if anyone has any questions, please enter it into the chat box, and then those will be answered simultaneously. So most of these solutions which are visible, most of the solutions which are visible on my screen are like solutions which people have already come across. The old BLK360 was launched in 2017. The BLK2Go, it is a handheld LiDAR. It's very unique in its abilities to capture the space around you quickly. BLK3D is again, it's like a photogrammetry device, and it is the size of your cell phone. It runs on the Android platform. The RTC360 is and has been our flagship scanner. It was, when it was launched, it was the fastest scanner in terms of its ability to capture points. Then we have the P series. The P series has it's very unique in its abilities, as the data can be georeferenced on the site itself. The below three sensor solutions we have, these have been newly introduced in the market as well. The BLK Arc is an autonomous dog-like LiDAR, where the LiDAR will automatically, you can like define the path, it will go on that path, collect all the data and upload it on cloud. And it requires absolutely no human intervention from, you can say, from collecting, like even you can just feed in the time, and then tomorrow at that particular time, it will map the entire facility, and then it will come back, it will stand on its whatever position, staircase, going up staircases, down staircases. It's like a one-stop solution for everything without, it's truly autonomous. The BLK2 Fly, this is a standalone LiDAR unit. A lot of people feel that the BLK Fly is like it has some attachment, or the BLK Fly is attached with the BLK2 Go. It is a standalone drone LiDAR, which works again in an autonomous manner where you define the path like any drone and it will collect the point cloud data. The BLK247, it is a unique sensor as well. It is mostly used in surveillance. So like traditionally, there have been a lot of CCTV cameras which would capture photographs and videographs. The BLK247, it monitors in real time using LiDAR technology. Today, the presentation we have made for you people is to particularly focus on these two products. Starting off, I would want to say that the old BLK360, it is known as the BLK360 G1 now, and the new BLK360 that goes by the name BLK360 G2. So I would want to say the old BLK360 was launched in 2017. That was 5 years ago. The new one has been launched very recently. So over a period of 5 years, Hexagon Leica, as Priyanka had also said, that we continuously invest in our technology. And even if I take this away, you can look at all of our sensor solutions, right? They're built from scratch. They're built from ground up, right? You can look at the solution and you can identify what sensor it is. So we'll start off with a basic video about the BLK360 G2, an introductory video, and then further we'll take it from there. So I'm sure some of the people have already watched the video. It does highlight some of the unique features. Reality capture now, the BLK360 G2, it's not as if like the outer shell has not changed and we've only tweaked around with a certain features of the device. The BLK360 G2 again has been built from scratch up, and this time we have actually included most of the suggestions. We have tried to do the best we could. We have included most of the suggestions we got from the market, and these suggestions are known as like the new features we have included in the device. And I'll be going through them as we proceed now. 3D capture in real time. So this is a unique feature in LiDAR technology as well. As you are scanning the point cloud you're capturing, it's visible in real time. So there's no amount of transfer time involved anymore. Like earlier, we would take the scan first and then we would have to visualize it. Now you can visualize it as you are scanning, as the device is working. 3D capture virtual tape measurement. So this is a feature which is very much relevant because people at times they just want to take measurements on site and they want to come up with quick conclusions. So this was a feature which was available back then as well. But again, this is very much required as people have told us, customers have told us. HDR imagery, the HDR cameras, the camera setup of the device has completely changed. Now the cameras, they're on one particular face of the device, and the HDR imagery which is captured using those same cameras, the viz has been integrated. So these are again some of the deliverables which people can easily create using LiDAR technology or scanners, 3D BIM models, 2D CAD models, mesh models, 360-degree virtual tours. And so the 360-degree virtual tours, what a lot of people would earlier do is they would have to take it to a third-party application or let's say a Matterport application. From the point cloud data, we have certain features in our software platforms where you input the point cloud data and it will directly give you the mesh format. So that is a feature known as scan to mesh. And along with that, like what Matterport's environment would do, they would allow you to like visualize it in a dollhouse, right? So that's something which has also been integrated. So we're not right, our customers don't really have to go to any other platform to create such deliverables anymore. And it's very autonomous where you're taking the point cloud, you click on the option of scan to mesh and directly it will create a mesh. You open the platform, you click on the option like dollhouse view or floor view, it will directly take you to that particular view. So no more requirement of going to third-party applications for such deliverables. What is has the on-site workflow changed or is it completely same? Of course, it has changed. And like one of the major reasons why it has been changed is because the new BLK360 G2 that is like it includes the like well-known Leica Viz technology, the Viz patented technology. In terms of the device itself, it has become more handy where, as you can see in the picture, it's like there's a small case where you can place the scanner, you can place the batteries and the Type-C wire, and you can easily carry it anywhere. It doesn't require like any other permission. You can put it in your backpack and you can take it along with you. In the right corner, I've pasted another photo where we provide a mission bag. The bag here is known as a mission bag, which can it'll allow you to keep all of the accessories such as the charger or the charging cables or the tripod, etc. So it's a one-stop solution and everything is provided by Leica itself. The scanner is unobtrusive, and when we say that, we are really trying to highlight the size of the BLK360 G2. Initially in 2017, when the BLK360 G1 came in the market, it was the smallest size scanner, it was the lightest scanner. With the BLK360 G2, we have gone a little further and we've tried to optimize it a little further, where we have reduced the size of the BLK360, and along with that, we've also reduced the weight of the BLK360. So there were certain customers in the market who would want to utilize the BLK360 on a drone, and a lot of customers had recommended that maybe if you reduce the size, like if you reduce the weight of the scanner, the drone, like heavy duty drones, can maybe they'll have the capability of actually being able to utilize or integrate the BLK360 G2 with a drone environment or a drone. So that's something we try to focus on, and we have reduced the weight of it, and we have also reduced the size of the scanner. For any reason, if now for any reason, a lot of customers had also told us that the size of a tripod, it becomes a problem at times. So there are third-party companies which will provide like up to 4.5 meter tripod. So that's something very much possible which you can do. So it's unobtrusive. So you won't ever face any challenge in scanning any location. Viz scan alignment system. So the RTC 360 had initially come out with the Viz. Viz is known as visual inertial system. Okay, so in like a one-line justification, what does the Viz do? It reduces the dependence of any human individual to align the scans together, right? RTC 360, that's what Viz ideally came with, and a lot of customers told us that we want to see the Viz system integrated into the new BLK 360 or in the BLK 360. So that's what we have done now. You can simply take scans, multiple scans, and as you are going, the scans will align automatically together. So this will save a lot of time on site. And while saving time on site, it also does not require any, you can say, trained professional to, you can say, align scans. I'll go in a little more depth in Viz as we move on. I have a really nice video graphic, you can say, explanation. The BLK360 G2 can also be controlled by a phone as well as a tablet controller, which was earlier the case as well. If you're not utilizing the phone or tablet, you can do it with the device itself. But at times, like you won't get a lot of features which you can avail when you're using a phone or a tablet. So it just improves your workflow or the ease of workflow. And along with that, there are certain, you can say, new features here which are integrated on the tablet or on the phone itself. So the application which people utilize with the scanner, it goes by the name Cyclone Field 360. And this will allow you to view the 3D data image captured. It will allow you to view the point cloud captured, right? Alignments, registration, that is all automatic. So you can always review on the site itself, whether it has aligned correctly or not. Geotag, again, like this feature is very much important. You want to capture some particular area, click a photograph, that will be already geotagged. Simple cleaning tools. So this is a new feature. It's a little basic in nature, where we provide cleaning tools. So on the site itself, if there are certain things you want to remove, we do provide certain cleaning tools which will help you clean the data on the site itself, right? This was not present earlier, and like no other solution provides such features. Simple floor plan creation, right? This is also a new feature integrated into this. So a lot of people who are into, let's say, who are into capturing any site, or you want to quickly create a floor plan, you can do that on the site itself. It requires no back office work. Data transfer slash data sync via Wiz. So data transfer, it's obviously like it's real time now. So there is no hesitation in terms of transferring the data from the device to your tablet. Computer processing user register 360 using Cyclone register 360. So the BLK 360 G2, this is very unique also. So a lot of customers. So like the basic workflow would be you take the BLK 360 G2 to any site you want to scan, right? Ideally or traditionally, what people will do is they would then take the data on Cyclone Register 360 desktop application. And after taking it on the desktop application, there are certain features you can clean the data, import the data, optimize the data, and you can export it into these like written formats here. So E57 LGS is Leica's proprietary file type. LGS allows you to share the data with any individual across the globe, and they can use a free plugin to view the data you've captured. PTX, PTG, PTS was also included earlier. .rcp is an Autodesk file extension. .las and SEMA files, these are newly included in the software itself. So you can export .las. A lot of people who work with drones require .las. Now, a very like completely different feature, which again no other LiDAR scanner allows, is the directly export of E57 from the field itself. So if you're telling me, Chetan, we don't want to use Cyclone Register 360, we don't require your platform, right? We want it directly from the device itself. We just want a raw E57, right? A lot of customers would tell us that we're already on a platform and our team is already using this infrastructure and we don't want to change. So we've gone on and included we've included a new application which goes by the name BLK Live app. This is present on the iOS and Android. And so while you're scanning on site, after you've completed all of the scans, or if there's one particular scan you wish to upload anywhere, you can directly take the data from the BLK Live app and you can export it as E57. And then further, if you're already working on any platform, you can use the data and you don't require Cyclone Register 360, right? So this is, again, it's very unique in nature again, because directly from the scanner, you're taking an E57 without bringing it into any desktop platform, right? This is directly from the iPad application or the Android application. If for any reason, like what are the advantages of using Cyclone Register 360? Number one would be like you can visualize the data, you can clean the data if there's any part which you want to include or exclude, you can do that. You want to apply the control points if you want to import other file formats as well. So Cyclone Register 360 will provide a lot of functionality. And then after that, after using Cyclone 360, you can export it into like various other applications or deliverable software you utilize. But for any reason, if you're saying we don't require your platform, you can directly from the device itself, you can export an E57, which like no other LiDAR scanner allows you to do this. So what are some of the industries which are using the new BLK360, or like what are the few industries? Some of the industries we look to cater to. So ideally it would be the BIM, CAD or architecture, right? With the new BLK360, because it is so it has become further autonomous in nature. It becomes ideal to use it for BIM and CAD architecture, right? Now for like, I'll explain further, but like it rapids up your work exponentially, right? And why does it do that? Because of the VIS technology and because of the other features as well. Facility management, earlier, a lot of people said that the accuracy they were looking for, they wouldn't be able to achieve it with BLK360. That has also been improved, and that's why a lot of people in facility management or at times industries, they are also looking towards BLK360 G2 as a significant solution nowadays. The media and entertainment industry, people especially working in VFX, they are like they were earlier, they were satisfied with the BLK360, but now with the new BLK360 G2, they are further satisfied because it just enhances the data being captured, right? And there is like, when it comes to then further, like when they've already taken the data, they can take it as an E57 file and then they can do whatever they want to do with it, right? Directly from the device. There's no requirement of our platform there. Heritage, cultural heritage. So people earlier who would take the BLK360 in cultural heritage would say that we want an enhanced quality of data. Now, as I've said, that the accuracy has improved. The data capturing ability, like not only the accuracy of the data collected, but the data capturing ability of the device, that has also significantly improved. And along with that, the time of the data being captured has also improved. So cultural heritage is also a segment we look to cater to, or we are catering to. Real estate is similar to the construction sector. Like you want to quickly create virtual plans, or you want to quickly show people dollhouse views or floor views. You can do either, even if you want to create a mesh file where you want to show them how it will actually look, right? Because a lot of people who are visualizing point cloud for the first time, they don't really understand points, right? Even when they visualize it, they feel like there's something missing there. They want a mesh file of it. So because of our, you can say, integrated software solution, they can quickly create a mesh from a scan. Like it's very easy in terms of the functionality nowadays. And so real estate people can easily be shared the data as well. Public safety industry. So again, because of the increase in certain features, the public safety people, and because of the speed, public safety is also an industry we look to cater to. Coming to the specs of the device. So I can tell you like some features which have changed. Earlier, the BLK360 G1 had a range of 60 meters, and now the BLK360 G2 has a range of 45 meters. A lot of customers tell us, why have you reduced the range? We have reduced the range because even if you have a range of 60 meters or 130 meters, right, it doesn't really make sense, because whenever you're capturing the space around you, you always want to be close, right? I'm not saying now put it right against the wall when you're scanning, but you want to be within a distance of 10 to 15 meters at least, right? Especially when you're trying to capture it in high detail and high quality. So the range, having an extended range, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. And 45 meters is what we chose to stick with. In terms of like how long can you use the battery and all, the capacity, initially you get 3 batteries with the device, and you can scan up to 70 setups per battery. in like I've added certain cutouts here as well. So we have two different image capturing abilities now, LDR and HDR in the BLK360 G2. The LDR would take 8 seconds and the HDR would take 20 seconds. In terms of the point density or resolution density, so customers would tell us that at times they don't require, they want us to provide like more resolution settings because our competitor would do that. So this like in a number of resolution settings that you can now easily decide depending on the area you're scanning, does it require to be scanned in very high resolution, very high density, or can you like do with a really fast plus density resolution settings, right? So over here, the fast plus is the 50 written here would be the distance, the 50 distance between the 2 points. In dense plus setting, the distance between any 2 points collected is 6 right? And the time to do that would be 1 minute 15 seconds. So what I'm trying to say here is if you're trying to capture it in very high detail with high imagery, the total time taken would be around 1 minute 25 seconds, 35 seconds, right? 1 minute 35 seconds, you get a full 360 blown point cloud data along with HDR imagery. How fast do you want it to get? In terms of, let's say you don't require a lot of detail, so a fast plus scan where the distance between 2 points would be 50 it'll take 7 seconds, right? Even taking in imagery in LDR would take you more time than capturing the point cloud. So this is a significant evolution in terms of the time capturing ability of the device. Along with that, another highlight which has been improved is the measuring rate, right? Earlier, the BLK360 that would capture data points at a speed of 360 points per second, right? The point measure rate now in the new device is 680 points per second. I have been working here for around 3 years now, and I have done endless scans. And what I know is at times you don't really require a lot of points, right? Unless you want to capture the data in very high detail. Because if you're capturing data which has a lot of points, that will just lead to working with a lot of data which you don't really require. So, but like anyways, this has also improved significantly from 360 points to 680 points per second. Apart from that, like there are a certain other features which have improved in the device itself. The 3D point accuracy has improved from 6 at 10 meters. It has 4 at 10 meters. And the difference isn't only in 6 and 4 right? It's also in its ability to capture the data in very fine detail. So this is like an apple to apple comparison of like what you can expect from the new device. So in terms of the capturing speed, it has become 5 times faster. The old G1 would like what it would take like 10, you can say 100 minutes. The same can be done in 20 minutes now. And as I mentioned, the image capturing speed has also changed. You can select it. If you don't require HDR, you can select LDR. If you do require HDR, it still only takes you 20 seconds. The 360-degree imagery captured using the BLK360 has also changed, or you can say improved. So a lot of customers would say that the quality of the imagery is not really good enough. So from 3 bracket HDR, now we provide 5 bracket HDR. And I mean, you can see there's a visible difference between the photographs on the left and the right. So 5 bracket HDR is capturing 5 images at the same position, and whichever is the most optimum imagery that gets attached in the panoramic imagery, HDR imagery. Scan quality. So the scan quality, there is a 30% greater scan accuracy. Earlier, where we would provide 6 at 10 meters, now it's 4 at 10 meters. But having said that, there's not only a difference in the numbers 4 and 6, but there's really a significant difference in its ability to capture the environment around itself in very fine detail. So as you can see here in the scan quality on the image on the left, You can see there are a lot of points which are missing on the, you can say, handrail over here. Even on the right side of the BLK360 G1, there are certain points missing, right? But on the right image, there's a visible difference in more data return and detail, right? You can see the data captured in very fine detail, and more data is being captured from the site itself, right? So this also reduces the number of setups you have to do at a particular position or in a particular area. It really captures the data in very fine detail. When once you're done capturing data with the BLK360 G2, you can confidently move back to your office. So to help people understand like why the Viz or the visual inertial system really makes a difference is, like, you can see the person has completed one scan, it gets uploaded in real time on his device, and then he picks the device up and he places it at the scan location too. On the left side, you can see the image, these 4 cameras, these are responsible for the Viz as well as the HDR imagery. So now he has captured scan number 2. And now this will actually highlight like what Viz does, right? Viz, it automates the scanner where the scanner is now able to track its own location. So on your iPad or on your tablet, while you're moving with the device, you can see that the red dot is the device itself. And as the person is moving around in his office, the device, like the movement of the device is shown on the tablet or on his cell phone, right? So what we're trying to depict here is that the device has become much more intelligent, where the device itself, it knows where it is at all times. And this is how it is able to connect all of the data together. So this is a really nice explanation of the Viz system and the Viz technology. So over here, we're just saying that the database you have, it's always up to date, like from the G2 on your tablet or on your phone, you can always look at the data in terms of its imagery and all. And if you want to export the data, you can also export it directly as E57. So there's full data synchronization when it comes to utilizing the device, and you can say an application to visualize the data you're utilizing. The data transfer speed. So earlier there was this big challenge. People would tell us that they face, like they have to sit in their office and the background office the office time they would have to spend in office, the time they would have to spend in office would be significantly large because it would transfer data very slowly. But now, like, we have a USB cable integration where the device can be plugged in with a US Type-C USB cable, right? If you look over here, 50 megabits per second. And on the right hand side, when you're using a Type-C cable, it's 450 megabytes per second, right? It's 9 times faster data transfer. So even when you are back in office and you're transferring the data, you know, you can quickly do that. You don't really have to wait a long time to do that, right? So you can quickly provide deliverables to your end users. It has like, it also, you can transfer data with WLAN. So WLAN, the speed has also increased. But like when you have such a high speed option, why are you going to even look at the other options you have? The data storage has also significantly increased, as we can see here. It has increased specifically 6 times. Earlier, we had an internal storage of 32 GB where we would store up to 100 setups at once, right? Now the storage, it goes up to 180 GB. If you're doing it at the low density resolution imagery and you're doing it at fast plus resolution settings, it will store like around 1500 setups. So from up to 100 setups, you go all the way to 1500 setups. And even if you're doing it at like very high density, from 100 setups earlier, you can store up to 300 setups on the device itself, right? So you don't have to transfer data here and there over again. You don't need multiple cards. You don't need multiple storage devices. Once you send your person, like any service provider, once you send your person to any place, any infrastructure, any environment, you know that all the device, all the data captured is stored on the device, right? So what we're really trying to highlight here is you don't really have to rely on a workstation laptop, right? On the device itself, it eases your workflow from end to end. The design, of course, as I've said earlier as well, all of Leica products, they're built from scratch up, and that's why we stand in a league of our own, right? We invest a lot of money in research and development. So as I've said, the size of the device and the weight of the device has, like, we've tried to shrink it even further. This is the earlier BLK360 G1, right? This is the new one, BLK360 G2, right? You can see there is a significant difference in the size. A lot of customers, again, I would want to highlight, would tell me, Chetan, we want to integrate the device on the drone itself, right? We want to use the device on the drone. And if you look at our competitor products, they would start off from 4-5 kgs, right? Earlier, the weight of the earlier device was 1 kg. We've reduced that to 750 grams, right? And we've also made the size smaller. So anyone who wants to integrate it can, like, further do that. We don't provide such attachments, but it is possible. It is very much possible. To summarize, like, why would it be suitable for Indian service providers and what's new? So directly E57 can be exported from the BLK Live app, and the benefit is export directly into deliverable software, right? You don't need our platform. You don't need your people to be trained on our platform for any reason. If you're end person, or if you're whoever you're catering to, your customers, if they're saying that they only want the raw file, you can easily do that, right? No back office work required. The speed of data collection. So as a service provider, it's always important to understand how much time would it take to collect data in that particular ecosystem, right? Now to analyze कि 10-story building है, इतना time लगेगा, उतना time लगेगा, हम जितना भी बोलते हैं, at times we do have to spend more time, right? With the new device, you know that it is even faster. Initially, when the Viz technology came out with the RTC 360, even customers now tell me that the Viz helps them capture data comparatively with other scanners 20 to 25% faster, right? Now we've integrated the Viz with BLK 360 G2 as well. So you can really understand, or you can have a brief idea of the speed increase in data collection, right? This is very much relevant for service providers. Kitna time lagega site pe, right? Automation Viz, of course, there is no training required, or anyone can use it. You don't require a special person who's going to have to manually align scans on site. You know it's happening all automatically. And along with that, you can avoid a lot of he said, she said. कि इसने कहा कि ऐसा करना है, उसने कहा वैसा करना है. आपको पता है आपका काम ऑटोमेटिक ही होगा, right? So there's no he said, she said here anymore involved. The size of the scanner, so people who would want to integrate it, or at times in plant industries or people working in ship environments, they would say that they मतलब size ही नहीं है, उतना space ही नहीं है ना? इतना भी space नहीं होता है at times कि आदमी भी वहां पे ढंग से खड़ा हो पाए, उसको भी टेढ़ा टेढ़ा होके खड़ा होना पड़ता है. So because the size of the scanner has also reduced, you can easily fit it into very small spaces. The new BLK 360 G2, it also comes with an internal cooling system, right? The internal cooling system in India, the temperatures, they go high abruptly at times. In the summers, it really becomes difficult for us humans as well, right? So to help that, or to counter that challenge, to counter overheating, we've included an internal cooling system, which helps us avoid overheating. Type-C data transfer, this has been requested for a long time now, and the team has finally integrated it with the device. So if you're going to do any back office work, it leads to faster back office works. It improves your productivity, right? Your people or your CAD engineers sitting in the office who are waiting for data transfer, it becomes much, much faster now. A really significant feature which I have come across now, I've been working here again for 3 years now, is the Leica quality, right? The Leica quality, it does help you reduce the downtime of your device, but that happens over a period of time, right? If you're going to say, Chetan, we're going to take your scanner and we're going to take Faro scanner and we're going to compare like the quality in 10 scans. That's not going to happen. But over a period of time, 3-4 years down the road, you can really see a significant difference in terms of the functionality of the device. है ना कि कितना बेहतरीन तरीके से बनाया है, you really realize that over a period of time. So the Leica quality at times it is overlooked in the Indian market because customers would say that it is pricey, but it's not pricey when you have a vision for like in the future. So the standard package of the device, it comes with the batteries. It comes with 3 batteries. It comes with a multi-charger. It comes with a transportation case, the Type-C cable, all of the accessories required. It comes along with the device itself. And along with that, if you do require the E57 export, right, that is not chargeable, that it's a free application, download it and like export E57 files. In terms of pricing, I can tell you that it will be priced at a much better price compared to our competition and what the competition provides in this range. Having said that, we must also keep in mind the unique features the BLK360 G2 also brings to the table, right? Along with whatever I've said, we also have like certain packages now, right? So with a certain package, you can get attractive discounted prices and you can get much more. So we have like basic pack, starter pack, advanced pack, enterprise pack, and every pack it allows you like further functionality where they will get like 1 year subscription, 2 year subscription. We as an Indian unit, we have also integrated permanent licenses in these packages, right? So we have all of your requirements, we have them all covered. So all and more at much attractive prices than earlier and compared to our competitors. Having said that, you must remember, you must keep in mind the value addition of the new features which have been integrated in the BLK360 G2. Now, as I've said that the Leica quality, it does really keep our customers out of like downtime. It really reduces the downtime, but at times like there are certain challenges which you may face. So for that we have like packages. So we have CCP or AMC packages, which cover you from end-to-end customer support, support maintenance, hardware maintenance, and along with that extended warranty. So this covers your, you can say the Leica device end to end, and you can rest assured for the next 3-5 years that anything happens with the device, the Leica team will cater to all of your requirements. Vijay sir, can you please share the data or the data presentation slides?
Sure, Chetan, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, just confirm me that you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
So thanks, Chetan. Thanks. Very good informative session from your side, and it was really appreciated. The thing is that all things depends on the how data is coming and how the customer can use the data, how the client can use the data. So I will showcase you some data sets where you can get the ideas that how this data sets can be used and how these data sets can be mushed together to get that output. So the best industry where this hardware can be used is a BIM. So I will start from BIM. So for BIM, I will just take you to first of our own software, Leica software, which is called Point Fuse, powered by Jetstream. So here you can see in this video that how easy it is to do the modeling from using the Point Fuse. In the Point Fuse, you can very easily do the classification, then you can very easily do the modeling, and then you can uh, send that data set to directly to Rabbit or whatever platform you are using. So it is very much 80 to 90%. It is very automated, and it will help you to get your data output output in faster manner as you are getting your building data in just hours. So you will need a kind of software which can automate your process to change it to BIM. So this is one of the best software in the market right now, where you can very easily convert your data set, building data set to a BIM structure with the automated workflow. So if you have any questions on this, or if you want any presentation, or if you want any demo of this software, you can write to us. We will be very happy to provide you. So what happens, India is very much dependent on our Autodesk packages, where customers are working on various Autodesk packages to do the BIM modeling, like Revit, AutoCAD, BricsCAD, or say any smart 3D PDMS. So what we have, we have our plugins for all this kind of platform, which is called CloudWorks, where you can take your data set to this platform and you can start working on that data set, and you can do your modeling and the BIM produce. So this is one example that how easy it is. The best part, what happens when you convert the data to RCP or other format, it becomes very heavy, and it is not possible to open that in Revit easily. So these plugins help you to open your high density data set into CloudWorks, and you can work on this. So this is one example where I am taking the data to I want a 2D section of a data set where I just want a plan, 2D plan out of my model, out of my point cloud data. So this is one example where I can very easily bring in the uh, data set of my data set I can bring in, and once the data set I can bring in, and I can very easily do the 2D modeling out of that. So you can see that it is the point cloud setup has very easily came to my AutoCAD platform. It is a very big data. It is a 67 GB data, but when I bring this data to as a form of LGS to using the CloudWorks, it is very easily to work on this data set in AutoCAD. So once my data has came, I can very easily do the sectioning of that data so that I can get the actual preview of the building. So I will use the clip manager to get the access out of that. So you can see here that I have got the very good access out of that. And now I can prepare the 2D drawings on this data set. So it is very easy. I will just write my polyline command. I will just choose the data set. I will just uh, draw the lines wherever I require this, and once it is done, I will save this and I will get very good 2D drawing out of that. So this is one of the best software and one of the best uh, platform to work on using the 2D output. So you can use this for AutoCAD and you can get very good 2D drawings out of this. Once it is done, I will off my point cloud data and I can see my point cloud data. So you can see that this is the whole structure where I have created my 2D drawing, and this drawing can be very easily exported to AutoCAD, and whatever you want the measurements you can do in this. So it is not only from 2D. I want to use this for Revit platform, so it is very easy to use. I will just have to give two model out of this. I will just give the 3D view. I will fix the from which side I will set the levels. So levels is set. I will say first floor level and then second floor level. Once this is done, I will do the modeling of this, and then I can create a very good 3D model out of this. So this is very easy to use, and you can get the output out of this, and then you can create your own 2D and 3D uh, architecture like walls and everything. You can set the floor plan that from which height to which height you want to do the model. Then you can add your if you want to add the doors, if you want to add uh, windows, whatever you want, you can do this in this model. So this is very easy to use. So it can be changed to squint to 3D BIM in any show. So once this is done, you can see the final output of this. So this is the 3D model where which has been created from the scan file. So very good 3D model can be created using the scan file. So this is one of the example. Then we can use this for plant scanning. As you can see, using the BLK360, we get very crisp data out of this with very less time. And you can use this for any kind of modeling job or using any kind of software. If you have Cyclone model, if you have SP3D, if you are a plant 3D, you can use this for the plant modeling software. And then you can use this so this is one example, this little example that we have uh, captured one plant data using our using our BLK360 scanner, and this job has been completed in a half day, and next day we have given the plant model out of that. So you can see that we have various uh, libraries in our Cyclone platform, which you can use to model your plant and other stuff. So this is one example out of that where you can very easily use this for the model. So one of more example is a tunnel where if you want to go with the indoor tunnel, you can get very good tunnel. You can get a very good data out of this using the BLK360. And once you get the data of the tunnel, then you can using the Cyclone 3DR, you can very easy you can uh, model it. You can get the cross profile section and all using the uh, data set. Using the tunnel data set, you can get the profile of a tunnel, and you can also get the undercut and overcut values using this software, the Cyclone 3DR software. So you can see here that the data has been superimposed to the actual data. Then we will get that how much undercut or overcut you have to do in the tunnel, and you can get a very good data out of this. So this can be exported very easily to AutoCAD, and you can get this data in AutoCAD, and later you can export this data to your hardwares like Total Station, and you can do the profiling out of that. So volume over under, you can get it very easily. So whatever the volume you want, you can get it very easily, and you can uh, create the excess of the output. So this is one example. One very good example with I am not a great fond of this device for the topographical survey, but I use this device right now in one of my site, and I got a very good result. I have done 150 station survey in the using this device, and I completed the job in 1.5 day using this device, and got a very good crisp output out of this. So this is one example out of where you can use this device for a small topographical survey where you want to do the topographic survey of a land or something else. So you can do this, you can do the volume calculation and all. So I will just showcase you. So see, you can how good data set you will get using this uh, BLK360, and this is the best data set with. I was not expecting that because I generally don't say that you will go with BLK to do the topographical survey, but it gave me very good result out of this. So this is one of the example which I really wanted to show you, and this has been done last week only. So this is one of the best data set what we have got using the BLK360. So then I brought the data to my Cyclone 3 analysis software, and you can see that how good I have got the DSM out of that surface model, and also I can I will get the contour out of that, and this contour was very good. The contour data which I got is so here one feature I want to showcase you that which we have included in this is the auto classification. Auto classification tool has been introduced where you can classify the data in different layers like ground, vegetation, building, hardscape, and everything. And once the classification has been done, you can you can get a very good DSM out of as all trees are gone and all other artifacts are gone. You can get very good data out of this. So this is the DSM data which has been created after the clearing the all the data set, and you can see the contour lines, how crisp contour lines has been created using this data set, and these contour lines are very well created. So this kind of data can be created using the uh, using uh, yeah, audio is not available here. It is just a showcase. The data set is showcasing. So audio is not there. But can you hear me, Chetan? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So this is the you can also superlay your own plan on that, and then you can get the actual volume calculation out of that, that how much volume is from one level to another, and you can get the cut and fill volume out of this using the data set, and you can superimpose your data set on the data set like you have done 10 days before. So you can get the uh, actual deflection between the two, that if you have done some survey out of 10 days back, then you want to check the data set out of this, like this is the data set which I have done before, then I want to superimpose my original data set into this, then I can superimpose my data set into the original data set, and I can get the volume out of that. So this is one of the best software to get the volume out of the Blue Moon, and you can also get the data set out of this. So you can see the difference between the two surfaces very easily if you want. So you can see here that there is a big difference. So this much data has been filled there, and now I want the volume of this. So I can go and just click the analysis tool and do the analysis. So I will get the volume out of that very easily. So this here you can see with a pictorial form, you can get the volume out of that, and it is very good data set and very good application for using. So now I want to showcase you some road. So you can see here that it is a road here. You can create very good 2D drawings out of that using the point cloud data, using the AutoCAD. So this is one of the best example for creating the 2D drawings of the roads. Then you can also create the 3D sections, like I said you that using the auto classification tool, you can classify various layers, that high vegetation, hardscapes, building ground and everything. And just you want to use the data of ground, so you can get the ground data. And once you have got the ground data, you can very easily create the cross section um, using the Cyclone 3DR software. So this is one of the best software, and the data which you can get out of this. So you can see that create profile axis, and then you can give your chainage type, that how much chainage you want, and then you can see that how the data will look like. And then you can send this data set of this cross section and L section directly to AutoCAD and prepare the plan according to the requirement. So this is, then here was one example which we did for the Taj Mahal, where we capture the data of the Taj Mahal, and this data has been completed, and then we did the modeling out of that, and this model has been created. So this kind of data can be used, and this type of model can be created using the uh, softwares. Then we have one example for the security analysis, where you can use this software. Where you can use the data set for the uh, security planning. Like if something is going to happen, you can plan your security guys, that where your security guide will be positioned and how the look will be from that particular position. So you can see here that I am putting my security one position on a top of a building where I can see the big area. Then I will can plan where my parking will be, where my VIP zone will be, where all these things can be very easily be done using this software. This is for the security planning. And if I want to use the software for the, you can say that I want to use the software for my analysis of a crime scene. So here you can see that we have very easily created the data set with the blood splatter, that where the actually the bullet has struck the person, and this person was sitting there and the bullet was struck on that particular area. So this can be created very easily. And then also you can do the bullet trajectory analysis, where the trajectory of the bullet can be calculated out of the data, and this can be used for any kind of crime scene analysis. So this is one best analysis, one of the best software, IMS Map 360 and the hardware BLK2Go. So this was one of the data set where we have created the crime scene analysis for the police, where they kept where was the body, and where were different rooms were there, and how the, then I can do the analysis like dimension. I can take out the dimension from the door, how much uh, how far was the body from the door, and how is, what is the alignment, what is the distance from main gate to the actual crime scene. So all these things can be created very easily using our BLK360 software and hardware. Some of this application you can see where you can scan the statue and do the modeling. Then you can create the model out of the temples. Then you can, this is one example where you can very easily create the model of face in the film industry, and you can also create the 3D model out of 3D model of various sets, film sets out of this. So this can be used in the film industry. So this is from my side. Thanks all. And Chetan, you can take on from here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for presenting such a nice data set. The FAQs. So how does our price compare to competitors' prices? When it comes to comparing them with the E57 output directly, it will be much lower than competitor prices. If you're taking the software applications we provide as well, it will be in line with the competitors' prices. How does it compare to Matterport Pro 3 new LiDAR's camera? So Matterport's, like, a basic differentiation would be the accuracy it will provide. Matterport's camera would provide you 20 mm at 10 meters, right? It will provide you a 20 mm accuracy of the points collected at from a distance of 10 meters. The new BLK360, the 20 mm, that you can change that with a 4 mm, right? And that's not the only difference, I can say. The collection speed of the data collected by the sensor, that is also significantly different. In a Matterport 3 camera, the collection speed is 1 lakh points per second, and on the other hand, on a BLK360 G2, it is 6 lakhs 80,000 points per second. So 20 mm, 4 mm, and like 1 lakh points and 6 lakh 80 points per second. So it's not really something you would even want to compare. But even if you want to, so there is a significant difference. The number of applications the BLK360 can be utilized in, if you have the vision, then I mean it doesn't really compare to a Matterport Pro 3 camera. And also what you must remember is this is the first LiDAR sensor they have released, right? The BLK360, the new one which has just been released, this has been in the making for 5 years now, right? And this has been made specifically keeping in mind the demands of the end user. So that's how it compares to a Matterport 3 camera, if you want to compare it at all. Do we require additional software to export E57? No, it is a free application. When is the new BLK360 G2 available for demo? It is available for demo at your own beck and call. Whenever you require it, we will cater to that demand. The images have been attached here like a 360-degree rotation. The device is like a one button functioning again. That goes for all the BLK line. It has 4 cameras. The cameras, they work as the these cameras as well. It has the internal cooling system on the right side. This is a battery thing, and like that's how the device is. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for taking time out in the middle of the day.
Just a minute, Chetan, I think we have some questions in the chat box. I think we have a couple of minutes. If you are okay, we'll take them. So one question is, you have many softwares with many licenses. It will be helpful if you can explain the applications of specific softwares, like list of softwares, or can suggest a software with all these modules.
Okay, so we do have many softwares, and like the particular software, it does cater to your particular demand, right? So if you're working in building construction, then you may or may not need the topographic features of the softwares, right? So what we'll do, ma'am, is we'll probably send you an email regarding like what particular applications, what particular software caters to. That will be much better. The next question is from Niranjan. Hi, Niranjan. I am trying to figure that out as well at the moment. I'm not really sure if the G2 will be compatible with Matterport or not. But like we do have platforms in-house where we provide like the full functionality of the Matterport platform. But for any reason, I'll check once more and I'll update you regarding Matterport. You can say compatibility. Hi, is it possible to mount it on a movable platform like a drone and autonomous vehicles? So on an autonomous vehicle, I mean, once the vehicle stops, you will only be able to scan, right? You cannot scan while you are, you can say while you're driving, because it is not like it's a terrestrial laser scanner at the end of the day, right? So even if you are, let's say if you're mounting it on a drone, right? The drone, when you're scanning it, right, the drone must be stationary. All right, so you can fly the drone and the drone becomes stationary, then you can start with the, you can say the data capture, right? Same goes for a vehicle. If you, even if you do mount it on a vehicle, only and only you're like when you're scanning, the vehicle has to be stationary. I hope that answers your question. And but there are people who have mounted it on a drone and like they have done topographic surveys with the earlier BLK360. Recently, I was in conversation with another customer who told me that when you're mounting devices or any technology or any sensor, when you're mounting it on a drone, because of the weight difference and the size of the device, that makes a big difference, right? In terms of its capability to be mounted on a drone. But there are customers who have done that. Thank you everyone for joining in. I believe those are all the questions we have. There was another question here from Faisal. Carrying out RSSI survey jointly with ABL and ERC representative to Lattice Tower. Okay, so maybe I'll get back to you. I'll speak to you on phone call. Apart from that, thank you for joining everyone. And we have our phone numbers and we have our email IDs on the screen, so you can note that down. If you have anything, any questions to ask, you can ask us. Ma'am, we do have certain training sessions. You can maybe let us know what exactly trainings you're looking for, and we can maybe take time out and we can give a 30-minute or a 1-hour session to train you on like whatever particular feature you want to be trained at.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chetan and Vijay. I think with this, we come to the end of today's webinar. Please join me in thanking Chetan and Vijay for this informative session. As Chetan just mentioned, the numbers of Chetan and Vijay on the screen. Please reach out to them in case you need further information. We will also be sharing a recording of this session should you wish to listen back. We really appreciate your time and hope you have found this webinar to be a valuable experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very much.